Howdy doodly, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. Tonight, we have another Zygarde League match that we are casting. We have EX Trainers versus No Sweat. No Sweat, right? That should be a fun match tonight. So, a little bit about the Zygarde League here, in case you are a first-time watcher. This is a weekly league running 11 weeks for normal games before heading into the playoffs with the top 8 teams. The focus of this season is on a placement of 24th or lower from the most recent UCS season. So that is this current ongoing season. If you place 24th or less, or even if you have no placement at all, you are eligible to come into the Zygarde League. I believe there are options to expand that going into Season 2, but nothing definitive yet. So make sure you stay tuned to the Zygarde League for more information on that. As for a little bit going into each team tonight, let's take a look at the standings for the Zygarde League. In first place, we have Thanks Gaming coming into Week 3, tied with Secret Tech at 2-0. And they have yet to drop a game this set. Coming in third, we have Arson going 2-0 as well, but dropping one game earlier last week, I believe. Then we have Kedic coming in fourth with another 2-0, but their set was a little bit rougher. They managed to drop 3 games in total. Then we go into Shiggy Wiggy and Tempo with a 1-1 each. Shiggy Wiggy coming in with 5 of their games won, with 1 of their games losses, which is one of those 3. And then Tempo shortly behind with 4 games won and 4 games lost. And then we come up with Mew World Order in 6th place, tied with Tempo with a 1-1, but this time with a 3-3. So they are a little bit lower, but it looks like they are in the same kind of standings. In 8th place, we have Hamsters, also with a 1-1, with a 3-5 score on games to losses. Down in our danger zone, we do have No Sweat and EX Trainers. They have yet to pick up a win this season on their sets. So one of them is going to be walking away with their first set win tonight. Then we're looking at a 3-game win for No Sweat. So they all with a 6-game loss. And EX Trainers has only managed to take 1 game off, which we got to see last week against Secret Tech. I believe it was Secret Tech. No, it wasn't Secret Tech. It was their week before. Hang on, I have notes for this. I should be, consulting these notes. I am a professional streamer, semi-professional. You guys be the judge of that. You guys tell me. Let me take a look at my notes. Let's see here. Yeah, EX Trainer. Being able to they took a game off of Kedic in week 1. Ooh, isn't that interesting? And then No Sweat. No Sweat was able to take a game off of Tempo in week 1 and 2 games off of Hamsters in week 2. So, So they're getting some pretty... So they're doing really good against some of these better teams. They're just not able to clinch it out. So hopefully with some more practice, some synergy, and some VOD review, and maybe seeing some of these more teams in action, when they come up against them again, they'll be able to wipe the floor with them. But rounding out 11th place, we have Team Meow and Midnight Griefers sitting at an 0-2, and they have yet to pick up a single win this entire season. So that is going to be something of an interesting tidbit. All right, we do have our ready checks in from their players, so we are going into this game 1. We're going to give them a starting at 10 and countdown here. So we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go! But yes, we are going into this game 1. No Sweat on your purple team, EX Trainers on your orange team as we get off into this first draft. Coming in hot. 8 secs coming in. Oh, we have Charizard as the first ban. Not surprising to see Charizard as the first ban. It did get a recent power buff. And even though it's only on like the burn basic attacks, that is still a really powerful buff. Holo locking in is a nice ban there. That is always good. If you're not going to be able to grab that dreaded revival bird, you might as well ban it out, especially since it can be used as both a tank and a carry lately. Now we do our rounding out with a supporter ban on either side with the Blissey and the Alcremie. Now these are some of the top bans. Blissey is a very, very niche, it was a very hard pick to come through. It doesn't have a very big win rate in Zygarde League right now. I can't remember what exactly it is sitting at. Again, these would be helpful if I just had these numbers ready to go in front of me. I have the data sheets, but, you know, professional streamer here and all, we just raw dogging this stuff. But the Alcremie is a really good ban. But we have Suicune first cast for the side of EX trainers. That is going to be huge. That's a lot of CC with that Blissey ban coming out. Suicune, very, very effective to do that. But they are denied the Snorlax pick by No Sweat. With that Clefable coming in, being able to just grab it. Now, interesting fact about Clefable, Clefable has a 0% win rate in the Zygarde League so far. In all of the matches performed, in all 43 matches performed to date, Clefable has not won a single one. However, we're also going for a double whammy here with Lucario. Lucario has a perfect win rate of 100%. So, No Sweat coming in here, breaking a legacy or breaking a curse. Either or, one of them is finally being dethroned tonight. We do have a nice Garchomp Pikachu pick on the side of EX Trainers, followed by a Talonflame Umbreon. That is a very solid, rock-hard core. Umbreon going to be very annoying with that foul play. Being able to lock down targets such as Lucario, such as a potential speedster, it looks like, which is going to be the Meowscarada from No Sweat, with a nice handy meme look. So whatever it picks, it is going to be doing its job. Talonflame, look at that Chandelure. Chandelure going to be doing some work today, being able to outrange that, because that's what we do not have on the side of EX. We do not have range. We do not have a healer, unless that Umbreon goes Wish to help mitigate some of that damage. Woo! Oh boy, we got a lot. We have a stacking Clefable too, by the way, tonight, folks. That's going to help boost that Moonlight stacks coming in here. So that is going to be absolutely perfectly epic. Oh, no, never mind. Getting baited here. They're swapping that for a Rescue Hood. You can never guarantee whether or not you're going to get those stacks coming in here. So you might as well just go for the Rescue Hood and guarantee that that exact heals that you're going to get from that. All right, on the side, yeah, we are going to be running that XP share on the Suicune, utilizing it for the utility with the Umbreon. Suicune not looking to output too much damage, although it can, and we have seen it hit thresholds of 60k. Pikachu going to be able to lock down some targets like Chandelure, Meowscarada with that Volt Tackle. Maybe even be able to whittle down that Snorlax or Lucario with a little bit of that Thunderbolt, maybe make it a Mage. Try to go toe-for-toe on the range there. Who knows? There is a lot that we're going to be able to see tonight, and we're going to see it any second now. I believe it'll be Chandelure to the bot side, Meowscarada most likely going into the jungle here, and we'll go toe-to-toe with Talonflame. We'll see if there's any invades as well. I don't see any invade targets, but Snorlax here could very well go and do exactly that. Oh, and of course, professional streamer here forgot to change his camera settings. Uh-oh. Now we got to go to the absolute lowest settings so that way there we don't give everybody here motion sick and nausea. Otherwise, that's just going to be an unpleasant viewing experience, even for me. You ever just sat there, watched your own, like, observing, got your own motion sick? That would absolutely suck. Yeah, and we do see our speedsters go into the jungle. Let's go into this top lane. We already have farm contestation going on here. We have the Lucario going on to pad, already scoring. No, that score's down on the bot side. No stacks at all for that Lucario yet. Not being able to get in, but Gibble, very, very rough early game, very hard. Keeping those stacks. Once he's got those basic attack stacks, that is going to be very hard to keep it going. Clefable grab, no. It looks like the Eevee is going to get that. But we still have an Umbreon. We still have a Clefairy. We do have the topside jungler. We have junglers coming in topside. Coming in. We are 7 seconds out from these mid-birds. And we are ready for an engagement. We are eager, and they are spawned in. Do they go for the kills? It looks like they are going for KOs right now. Oh, Talonflame's really low, but Lucario also low. Talonflame off cooldown. Lucario going into the center path, trying to get away. Well, Lucario is going to go down here, and that involves the Umbreon. It tries to delay the inevitable, but it also tried to come back. Clefable is now online at level 4, being able to bring in that Moonlight as Umbreon tries to go for his sneaky, cheeky level 17. Let's go into this bot side and see what's happening. We do have level 6 on that Pikachu, and it is Thunder. And is it Thunderbolt? I believe it is Thunderbolt. Oh, Mage Pikachu. We don't see those very often. In fact, we barely see them at all. But as we now look here, we do have these teams rotating into the mid lane for these 8-minute birds. Garchomp coming in and grabbing it. So the side of EX Trainers is going to grab the majority of those burns and zone out No Sweat. We are going to grab a quick KO on that Talonflame, or by that Talonflame on the Chandelure. Able to get out by a nice, nifty safe on the freeze there from the Suicune. Suicune going to sacrifice its life, but ejects in the nick of time, returning to pad on 1 HP and a dream. Only in the Zygarde League will you see close moments like that, folks. Chandelure trying to get online to get its level 7. Pikachu already level 7. Chandelure is behind, but Meowscarada and Lucario have met their 7s. Talonflame looking for his 8. As we come in here, these farm are going to go down. We are 10 seconds out from these bots, from these first spawn objectives. We will see in a moment here what this bottom side Reggie is going to be, and it will be the Reggie Rock. That is going to be a nice defense, special defense boost for 90 seconds. We have huge pad pushes coming here, but no, in the top side here, we have huge. Meowscarada comes up, pushes over a hard-pressing Umbreon and Garchomp. Garchomp comes in with the Talonflame, picks up the Lucario. Meowscarada is going to score 30 for free with Unite move. Garchomp looking to sear the KO before it's able to come out, trying to get those boosts, those levels. Meowscarada goes into the mean look there, and that is definitely a mean look because that Garchomp is now almost level 9. Huge comeback experience coming back into the back in favor of EX Trainers. Not a whole lot going on the bot side here. We do have Suicune on very low HP, so whatever engagement did take place was absolutely putting them on the back foot. They are healed up now, as both teams just kind of dance around trying to figure out which objective they want. They're going for levels, they're going for farm. We have 3 Unite moves for the side of EX Trainers. Whatever fight they take, they are definitely going to be ready for it. And it looks like that's what they're doing now. They are pushing this Reggie Rock, but they're getting zoned out. Talonflame comes in, picks up the KO on the Meowscarada, but zoning out the Clefable now as it tries to go down. Nice mean look on it as Pikachu and Talonflame begin the rip. Snorlax Clefable going on the defensive on the pad, trying to dissuade any points going in against it. But with a 4v3 now with the Chandelure, they are going to successfully defend that pad, dissuade any sort of goals coming in, as our teams now rotate into this top Regieleki. And our score is now sitting at 92 to 74 in favor of No Sweat. We do have this Garchomp Pikachu starting to rip. Garchomp has excellent rip for objectives like this, especially when you know your Talonflame's coming up. Especially with a secure move like Fly, being able to lock it in. Regieleki is going to go towards that home pad, and EX Trainers is going to follow it up. Snorlax coming in, trying to block it out, trying to push EX Trainers off their pad, but Garchomp, huge Unite coming out on top of the pad. They're going to be able to push this Regieleki in for a nice 26 overcap with a 40 point going in for the Pikachu. But that's not all, folks. It's 174 to 125. Or 121. No Sweat managed to get some nice points in the bottom side, or the top side, it looks like, being able to break those top side path on the side of EX Trainers. Wow, professional streamer needs to start paying attention more. Isn't that right? But this is a 3v3 fight right now. We have carries on both sides looking to get this farm as much as possible. There is a lot of farm on the field. And we do have a nice fight coming down here, being picked up in favor of EX Trainers as they pick up the Clefable and the Chandelure. But Meowscarada Lucario coming down here. We see Lucario launching the ultimate attack. Then the Unite move coming in, picking up no KOs, but alleviating some much needed pressure. But he's also getting caught out himself in a 1v4 scenario. Not good, unfortunately. Snorlax with a nice block, pushing EX Trainers off, trying to buy time for their Lucario to come back in. Buy time to come back in to defend this pad. But unfortunately, the Talonflame is coming through, picking up one knockout after another, and it's the Garchomp claiming credit for a 3 KO knockout streak as they take this bottom path and look to collapse on the Registeel, the final bottom basement Reggie of this match. No Sweat is now looking to take advantage of this reprieve from the fighting and trying to grab as much of these wild Pokemon on the field as they can. They need to up their levels. We have already seen a level 13 Garchomp and a level 13 Talonflame coming in here. We have no 13s on the side of No Sweat. So level-wise, we are looking at EX Trainers with a beautiful, beautiful zoning of this top Regieleki here as they look to shred and rip it, secure it with the Talonflame. That's what Talonflames do. They come in a fly, but no, we got a nice 50 cap in the bot side lane, bringing the score to 194 to 234. We are exactly 40 points difference as we are going into this Rayquaza fight with 15 seconds to go, and EX Trainers taking a nice power position on the side, deep in the Ray Pit, on the side of No Sweat, hoping to grab a catch somewhere. We do see the Meowscarada, so we have scoped it out that it is in the bottom side. EX Trainers is now looking to keep that pressure, keep that zoning, as No Sweat is looking for an entryway through the top side of this Rayquaza pit. Both teams should know who needs it and who doesn't. And right now, it is No Sweat who needs the Great Green Dragon. Oh, we got a nice engage on the Suicune here. Snorlax coming in with a nice block, trying to put it out. They're caught out of position. They're trying to get focused back as they grab where the Meowscarada is looking. They're trying to get vision on their targets, with which the Meowscarada might be looking for that Suicune, if all honesty. There it is, jumping on the Suicune, being able to take it down. But no, the fight's happening up top. Meowscarada is going for Suicune, but Suicune joins the fray. Huge Talonflame Unite coming out, grabbing No Sweat and isolated Clefable, the first to fall. Talonflame Pikachu to soon to follow. Lucario and Chandelure soon after that. We are looking at a 3v2 situation where the Snorlax is very low HP. He's trying to base, but no, the rip has begun. Garchomp is starting to grab that rip, trying to zone it out, being like, Meowscarada, stay out of my pit. This is my dragon. I'm going toe-to-toe, and I will see who is stronger myself. But yeah, No Sweat is not allowing that Garchomp to have his one-on-one duel. They are, in fact, coming in, and they are respawning in quickly. And oh my goodness, we have that clone going down. I thought that was a real Pokemon for a moment there, but no, Garchomp, nice dragon combo with the freeze coming in. Lucario is in a very dangerous situation. Lucario down, Meowscarada down, Clefable down. Chandelure follows suit. Snorlax, the only one left up. With everybody down, 15 seconds left, and scores about to go in for the side of EX Trainers. Game 1 is going to go to the side of EX Trainers. Woo! What an absolute fire match this was. Oh my goodness. Both teams kept us right on the edge of our seats, teasing us and taunting us about what it is about what the outcome of that match was going to be. Both teams EX Trainers exuded excellent control of that Rayquaza pit, being able to zone out and take the fight on their terms, much to the detriment of No Sweat. But No Sweat did what a lot of teams don't do, unfortunately. And what they did is they didn't go into that bottom choke. They didn't just rush in one-on-one. They took their times, they collected themselves, and they went into the Ray Pit through a path where they believed EX Trainers was not going to be. So that means whatever ambush EX Trainers had set up, No Sweat wasn't going to be a part of that. The Ray fight didn't exactly go in their favor, but let me tell you, they did a hell of a bang-up job being able to come in here. And now we're going to look at some of these damage numbers. We have the MVP being Rada for the side of EX Trainers and Nos Naldi for the side of No Sweat. We got a nice, respectable 45k on that Meowscarada, nice, respectable 47k on that Lucario, with Chandelure rounding it out at a very respectable 54. Meanwhile, on the side of EX Trainers, that Garchomp's reigning supreme with 104k damage. Bro was ready to rip and ready to shred. Then we have Chels coming in with a nice 55k on that Talonflame, proving that that Talonflame was a menace indeed. Pikachu rounding that out with a nice, respectable 47k. You're not looking to deal a lot of damage with Pikachu. You are looking to deal a lot of utility with it. Without the Volt Tackle, you're not locking it down, but the Thunderbolt is going for a nice AoE clinch up. We do have Wish on that Umbreon with a nice, respectable 58k heals, but it's nothing compared to that Clefable, which currently has a 71k. But unfortunately, with the end of this match, so does the reign of Lucario with a 100% win rate across all matches. Lucario now has his legacy dampened, but the curse of Clefable lives on. All right, let's get in here and let's see if our teams are ready going to go into game number 2. But whoo, what a match, guys! What a match! I can't believe how intense that was. Oh my goodness. All right, we are going to be starting in 10 seconds. All right, we're going to do a countdown of 10 seconds, so we're going to start the next match. We did get ready check, so we got some nice talking in, and now it looks like we're going to go right into the next match. These teams are ready, so let's get back in there. Oh, that's the wrong scene there. There we go. Helps. See, professional streamer here. Don't worry, professional streamer here. Oh, look at that. I even gave the wrong team the score update. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Look at me, professional streamer right here. I have to fix the score too, so I'm not even looking at the bands here, which we do have Charizard and Ho-Oh. So we are locking in with Charizard, Ho-Oh as those first bands. Oh shoot, I think I started this match off wrong. It all depends on... Yeah, I have to read... Yep, no worries. I apologize. I missed the draft here, so we do redraft. I call my fault. I did miss the chat there where the side of No Sweat wanted to be first pick. So we are in the admin slot, and we are able to correct this. So all these bands, all these picks, they're not going to matter. So I do hope these teams... So again... But yeah, we are going to be keeping up with these teams. So we got to make sure we double check these chats. So... Woo! Look at that. Like I said, guys, professional streamer. It's not a professional stream without a couple of mistakes, right? But oh my goodness. But no, we are going to make sure that we get this in. We have Sableye Latios locked in, man. Man, of course I'd mess up the Sableye game, you know, where somebody locks it in. Of course I'd mess it up. I want to see Sableye in this league so bad. You know what? Karma. Karma well deserved. Woo! But you know what? That does give our teams a little bit extra time to talk it out, to strategize, be like, you know what? Is this what we want to do? Is this what we're going to go with? Absolutely. So I'm not saying we did them a favor, but I am saying we are trying to salvage the situation. All right. All right, here we are with the final 20 seconds. Man, I do wish that Sableye was in. Although we have a Mr. Crime coming in here. I kind of wish we had that Mr. Mime coming in, because that would have been a nice pick. I love Mr. Mime. I love being the oddball picks. I'm not going to lie. Tyranitar, Sableye, even a Crustle, but I play Crustle the wrong way. Everybody likes to run them with walls. I smash shells and go score. I run them like a Sableye, because that is my style. Chaos! And you're not causing chaos if you're only causing chaos. You're not causing real chaos if you're only causing chaos for the other team. But you need to cause chaos for your own team too a little bit. That's the only way to move through these things. Oh, it's only coin flip. The teams are tied. Oh my goodness, look at that. Well, I do hope we manage to give the right team the coin flip. But that's okay. All right. We're loading into this match here, and we are going to be doing a reset here shortly. We do get a nice look at these nice little pretty Pokemon screens and all these new arts that they're coming out with. We do have that nice Magikarp art too. But it's not going to last because we're out of here. Woo, look at that. That was a quick match, folks. Look at that. Whoa. So fast it was over before you blinked. So we're going to get through these loading screens. We'll see what these damage numbers are going to be through. Here, I mean, look at that. 0-0 game, 0 scores. Oh my gosh, you ever seen a 0 damage game across the board? Only if you're a professional streamer and you make a mistake. All right. So No Sweat is going to take draft priority, which means we go into our handy dandy settings and then swap them. So there we go. Now we're going to do ready checks with teams. Get our teams there ready. There we go. Yep. No Sweat is ready. Rada is ready. So here we go. Game number 2. Comfy carry. Oh, Julio. You tease. All right, this time, No Sweat with the draft priority with the first ban. Looking to lock in that Ho-Oh, but we've been baited before. They are first pick, which means that they could leave the Ho-Oh up and force the ban out on the side of EX Trainers. No, they're going to lock that in. We're also going to lock in that Charizard ban for the side of EX Trainers. Now we're going to the side of No Sweat. They lock in that Suicune. Okay, Suicune getting gone. Now, we did see a Latios appear there briefly, but Latios is banned in the Zygarde League and for 1 more week. So it will be free and rampant and ready to go next week. And we have Blissey rounding out the final ban. So Suicune was more oppressive than the Alcremie ban was. So No Sweat being able to take that off the field and lock in the Alcremie, that's exactly what they were aiming for. It's what they wanted. So hopefully the Alcremie is what's going to help make the difference going into this game number 2. We do have a Snorlax locked in, and we are hovering a beautiful Magikarp. Don't let that fool you guys. That is not a Magikarp. That is the terrifyingly monstrous Gyarados, who's now going to be a Clefable. Again, remember, Clefable's curse reigns supreme. Lucario's legacy has been dethroned as he lost a match. Now, Clefable's curse is now going to reign supreme. Are we going to see it win? Are we going to see history in the making as Lucario dethroned and Clefable's curse broken in the same set? That would be hilarious and amazing at the same time. But we do have that Blastoise locked in and a Blaziken. So we are getting set up for a nice bulky front line. Nice little bit of CC coming in, probably from a Surf Blastoise based on the XP shared. And we do have a Blaziken coming in. That is going to be some nasty team fighting. That's going to be a powerful secure option. But that is going to be devastating if it gets set behind on those stacks with that attack weight. We do have the Buzzwole and the Talonflame being locked in as the final, as the next 2 carries for the side of EX Trainers. Talonflame we already saw being a menace in the hands of Chell. But Rada on that Buzzwole. ready to throw some punches and show just how swole a mosquito can be. We do round it out with a no sweat with a nice Espeon, which is going to have a good passive, and it is rocking an XP share here. So that means we do have 3 XP shares, so someone's going to drop one. And it is going to be that Espeon, rounded out with the Cinderace coming in for some nice high damage. Without any significant range on the side of EX Trainers, this Cinderace could be a deciding pick. This could be a very detrimental pick for them. They might not have an answer to the Cinderace unless they're able to get on it. They have to get through Blastoise and Alcremie in order to do it, so they might not be able to. But the Delphox there with a nice Fire Spin, or even if you round it out with the Mystical Fire Flame Charge, oh my gosh, that is going to be huge damage coming out if you can lock it down. But you got to lock it down on that Fire Spin or Flame Charge. If you don't lock it in, that's just going to keep just dashing away and hitting you with Mystical Fires and just keep getting those resets. But that Fire Spin is going to be nasty into a nice frontliner like Blaziken. It's only out being that overheat when it sets that up. Otherwise, it's not going to make it. But our teams are locking in. We are ready to go. We will probably see the Cinderace into the center path along with the Talonflame here, which will be nice for some nice jungle in there. But we do have Rada on that Snorlax. Again, Snorlax, nice invade target coming in. Cinderace is a nice, juicy target. But that would mean leaving the Delphox alone, and Delphox doesn't have a whole lot of early game or secure by itself. So when you're making an invade choice like that, you kind of got to look at that. So we probably won't see an invade from the Snorlax, even though I really, really want to see one. But the game is off. Here we go. No sweat, your purple team. EX Trainers, your orange team, as we get into Game 2 of Week 3 of this set. We do have that Buzzwole and that Clefable going into the top. That is a nasty combo coming in. Clefable looking like it is going for stacks. This one opting for a riskier build coming in, trying to make those heals nice and powerful, assuming it's not going Draining Kiss. Buzzwole's already got 9 points, but against the Torchic and the Milcery, which are going to be hovering that pad and not focusing stacks, that is going to make it hard for that Buzzwole to get on there without taking significant damage. We are seeing some nice pressure from the Buzzwole and the Clefable, but they are pulling back, knowing that they can catch out this Torchic. But no, it looks like we're going to have an early rotation from the Espeon for a 4-man pressure on this top side path, and it's going to be effective because it's going to be a 4v2 against a not level 5 Buzzwole. Level 5 Buzzwole now, though, might be able to defend this as the Talonflame goes bottom. Here we go. Nice 4-man comes in. Buzzwole caught out. Never saw the mugging coming. Now we have a 4v1 push on this pad. Scores are going to go in. Meanwhile, on this bot side, we're going to have 3, and Delphox is online. I repeat, Delphox, not the jungler, not the center laner, not the one that got all that XP, is the first one and the highest level to come online. We still need one more level to get its second move, but that Delphox is an oppressive threat right now. We do have a bit of a jungle invade going on. I did say I wanted to see one. The Espeon roaming in, trying to waste time. Now it looks like it's going to be starting to grab some of this farm with no one to contest it. But no, it's safe because the Blaziken and Alcremie are now invading. EX Trainer's jungle is now up for the side of No Sweat. Nobody is here for these 8-minute birds as they spawn in. Most of it going to the side of EX Trainers, I believe, off that Fire Blast from the Delphox. Sneaky. Buzzwole looking for stacks coming up to the top side. We still haven't seen a whole lot of stacking from this Blaziken. We are sitting at 56 to 92 points. We have 30 seconds out from the first objectives of the match. 5 seconds out from the 720 birds coming into these center lanes here. And we do have the junglers from both teams down into this bottom path. Huge Brave Bird coming up from this Talonflame. He is trying to get on top of this Cinderace. Nice Fire Spin, but not enough. Snorlax goes in, now coming in. They should have gone together. A nice power pick coming in that could have secured the KO, but they went in one by one, and Talonflame paid the price. Cinderace now looking a little bit beefier with that level 8, trying to get level 9. They are starting to rip on this bottom Reggie Rock here as the Delphox unites on top, but Cinderace clinches out for the secure on it, with Delphox trying to throw these fire spins in. A nice pick from the Snorlax. Espeon Unite comes out. Cinderace coming in, grabs a nice double knockout, even though this Espeon goes down. The Delphox gets a double knockout? How did the Delphox get a double knockout there when it only KO'd? Is it taking credit for the KO of its ally? What's going on here? Well, you don't see that every day. All right. Well, here we are now with the Blaziken now setting up here. Oh, maybe we did see the War Turtle down there too. Maybe he got and that's the double knockout. Okay, maybe whole high's just going crazy. Huge fight coming in here though. Nice secured on those KOs by the Talonflame with a nice double knockout here, putting pressure in. They're going to score 22 as the Buzzwole zones out the Cinderace and the Espeon, allowing EX Trainers to break that path and to send the Regieleki down towards No Sweat's Tier 2. But in doing so, this does give them a bunch of Indeedees to farm on the top side. This side farm here is what's going to allow them to swing farm in their way. So these wild Pokemon are going to go to their way, so experience levels are going to be easier. Huge surf coming up from the Blastoise, but Brave Bird's going to get in on this backline. Nice Delphox with the fanciful fireworks going on top of the pad. Regieleki walks, and so do the points, raising EX Trainers up to 283 with a Delphox with a nice triple knockout. Teams are now rotating into this bottom side path as it looks like we have another objective here in 10 seconds. If we rip it fast enough, we will see another objective for both teams spawn here very, very soon. EX Trainers taking a nice power position as it looks as No Sweat aims to take a nice top side rotation into a nice pad push. It is at 31, so they do not want these 40 points going in yet. But the Buzzwole and the Talonflame, huge KOs and XP going back to the way of No Sweat from the Talonflame as it comes in. Huge pad break coming in, but we're still sitting only at 96 points. That means they didn't get as huge a break as they ought to have. 96 to 283. They are down by almost 200 points, but they got back on the board with a nice pad break, being able to swing farm to the side of EX Trainers, though. Huge Delphox knockout coming in for the side of No Sweat. And oh my goodness, they're going to catch this Clefable out. And oh my goodness, as I said before, we do have EXP swings for sure. While they don't have a lot of points, while they do have less pads, while they are out of position for this top side Regieleki, this Cinderace got 13 before anybody else did on the map. Cinderace is a farmin', and he's looking for his 14 before anybody, even this Buzzwole on the side of EX Trainers, even dreams of it. They are going to take the Regieleki here for EX Trainers, so they are going to convert the Regieleki and walk down to the home pad. Side of No Sweat is wasting an awful lot of time on this Snorlax. Snorlax just stalling as much as he can, knowing that there's 2 members here and that there's a 5-man push onto this home pad. Yes, we're counting Regieleki as one of the men. He was taken, he was captured. He is one of EX Trainers. But just as quick as they were to take him, EX Trainers is just as quick to abandon him as they look to pull back. And as they are getting KO'd one after another, swinging even more XP back towards the side of No Sweat. This experience is going to be very, very good coming in for No Sweat too, because they've been behind. Their Cinderace is massive. He's about to hit level 14, and nobody else on the side of EX Trainers except this Buzzwole is even close. We have Talonflame still trying to grab his 13. We have Delphox streaming to 14. Almost there, actually. But Cinderace is already 14. They have been farming and beefing it up. But these other Pokemon, the Blaziken, the Blastoise, the Espeon, these are the Pokemon that are going to benefit the most from that comeback experience from grabbing those early KOs. Now, we do have 5 seconds until this Rayquaza fight. We have No Sweat taking a leaf out of EX Trainers, grabbing a deep position, but they are not able to take it without being seen. So now EX Trainers knows exactly where they are, and these Fire Spins are dealing nice damage against them. The Blastoise already having to reset. The Blaziken is also below half. This HP threshold is not ideal. If it gets caught out like it is with this Snorlax, all it takes is one good push, and he goes down to a Fire Spin Fire Blast combo. Whoa, that's rough. That's Blaziken's out for 10 more seconds as EX Trainers is now isolating and picking off everybody. This Blastoise and they're isolating. I don't know what happened. That Talonflame went on a murder spree, being able to pick up the KO streak of 3 against No Sweat. They are spawning in. That Blaziken's coming in with a little hope and a dream, but it's going to be dashed as the Rayquaza goes to the side of EX Trainers, and they grab shields, and Hundo Burgers are raining in. Here we go. We got 1. We've got 2. Oh, nice surf, but here comes Talonflame with a Brave Bird. We got 2, 3, and 4 Hundo Burgers coming in for the side of EX Trainers. Game number 2 is going to go to the side of EX Trainers, which is going to put them in position for match point. But, oh my goodness. Again, No Sweat, valiant effort, but they are just getting caught out at these Rayquaza fights. They need to find a way to get those early picks, to stop getting the advantage taken against them, and then to go into... They had a nice setup going into the raid pit early. They were taking a nice deep position. What got them was the fact that they were seen. They dove too deep. They weren't confident in their positions. They lost patience, and ultimately they got taken. But yeah, it's frustrating. I can only imagine what's going on in the comms right now for No Sweat, but they are doing phenomenally. They are still doing rather well. They're not doing like overwhelmingly, but they are still doing well. They're keeping composure. They're still able to, or at least they're looking like they're keeping composure on the map. They're not getting overwhelmed, and they're still able to to identify what their win conditions are. They're just not able to execute, so they need to find a way to execute going into this game number 3, because this is match point for the night. We have a huge 95k on the side of the Cinderace here. Oh my goodness, it's a lot of damage. Nice, respectable 63k on that Espeon. Only 28k on the Blaziken though, and I believe that might have been because it was put behind in that early game, unable to get its stacks early on, so it's unable to keep up. And so it got out damaged by the Blastoise, who was playing more of a support type role, more of a tanker rather than a brawler in this game. But we have a huge 116 rivaling that Cinderace on the Delphox. That was putting in the work. 77k on that Talonflame, even more repressive this game than it was the last. A nice respectable 51 on the side of Buzzwole. Clefable not pulling any punches here either, with a nice 108k healing. Oh my goodness, you know they were playing around that Clefable very well when you see numbers like that. The Alcremie didn't go recover, so you don't actually see how effective it was. It did go into that Dazzling Gleam, and it went into the Decorate. Decorate gives nice shields, a nice little power buff, which is a perfect companion for that Cinderace. Unfortunately, those shields weren't enough to keep its team sustained and going, and its Unite move was not powerful enough to recover from the onslaught. But we are going to go check on our teams for game number 3. We're going to go see. We're going to make sure who's going to keep draft priority this time, because we're a professional streamer. So we're going to go double check this, and we're going to update. So they are going to keep first pick here. All right. So EX Trainers is going to take in game number 2. They are going to be in match point. And our teams are looking like they are ready. Yes, we have ready checks from Rada. We have ready checks from from Naldi. So here we go, back into the game. They are not letting us breathe. They are ready to go. We're taking too much time as it is in their eyes. They're like, man, this streamer, he's taking so much time. We just want to play. We want to get ahead. And we want to get into game number 4 because we know we're going to win this one. Come on, we got this. Suicune going to pick up the first ban for the side of No Sweat. Charizard following suit, coming in for a nice second ban. We're not going to... I have a feeling, no matter what, the side of EX Trainers is not going to let us see a Charizard game tonight. Just say, just a hunch, guys. Just a hunch. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact they banned it every game so far, this set, but just a hunch. We got the Alcremie ban coming out. They don't want... Looking like they don't want to take it, but they don't want to let it go to the other side. We have a nice Ho-Oh ban now coming up, proving that No Sweat didn't need to ban the Ho-Oh if they just left it up, because it was going to, the side of EX Trainers is going to take it out. But they're aiming for that Blissey. Blissey has a nice safeguard heal, nice safeguard, which is going to mitigate any of that crowd control, any of that stun coming in. It's going to hamper a lot of decision-making, too, on the side of EX Trainers, because if they're going for a CC heavy comp, they're going to have to decide whether or not it's worth bringing something like that into a Blissey. And I can't believe I missed it again. Guys, Clefable's curse has been lifted. EX Trainers brought it in. They won the game. We have seen the fall of Lucario and the rise of Clefable. I can't believe we've seen it here tonight. Can you believe it? The legacy and the curse is broken. Now to find 2 other mons to fill their spot, because I'm sure there are others. But Lucario had a high pick rate coming in. That's why its legacy was so strong. And for a 0% win rate, Clefable had a surprisingly high pick rate. But oh my goodness. But we have Decidueye Clefable locked in first for the side of EX Trainers. That's a bold choice, by the way. That is like exuding confidence that you're saying, I can first pick this Decidueye and still win. Trust. That is a bold statement. Because that Talonflame is picked away from EX Trainers. And he's got that Decidueye's number. He's like, there's only this game has only room for one bird, and it's me. You're gonna go down, my little guy. It's gonna be Avian versus Avian coming in here. I don't know what bird Talonflame is, but I'm sure it's a specific species. And I swear, if it's something obvious that I should know, I'm gonna be really upset with myself. But we have so No Sweat has decided to pick in the Blissey and the Snorlax, lock in the Talonflame, but then they lock in the Metagross and the Gardevoir. These are 2 very powerful mons, but with power comes late opportunity. And that means that these are going to be high-scaling mons. These mons are going to be coming up very late in the game. They both evolve late. That Gardevoir coming online at 7, though, but doesn't get its Unite move till 9. Metagross also a 9. Coming in there, so this is a very difficult pick. I hope No Sweat is able to pull it off, because that's looking tough. But we have a nice Mamoswine coming in on the side of Rada Cast. Oh, we have Rada 2.0. Wow, they are making use of that name change feature, let me tell you. But the side of EX Trainers, we have a nice Mamoswine with an Aegislash, and they are throwing Shells on the Cinderace. They're like, man, if you're going to take my Talonflame, I'm just going to cook you, Kentucky Fried style. And they're locking in that Cinderace. Aegislash is going to be a nice, interesting pick here as well, especially into that Metagross. Metagross is very susceptible to crowd control and stuns, which is also known as CC. And so that wide guard, being able to get 2 bounces off and getting stacks off of each one onto those Pokemon, it leaves them unable to act during the bounce ups, making it so that they, for a nice collapse by that Cinderace being able to jump in there. So if they're able to combo that, that could be devastating for the side of No Sweat. But I guess that's what it is. They're going to live up to their name. Just be like, you know what? It's No Sweat. We're going to take this game, we're going to run it, and we're going to be great, and we're going to be fine. We do have that Cinderace Talonflame, this time in reverse order in those center paths. Grabbing those farms, trying to get their level 5s. Uncontested, by the way, as we have not seen a single invade this set. We do have that Blissey with a nice secure, trying to secure the Clefairy here, which does have a powerful secure in that, what is that, Draining Kiss? No, it's not Draining Kiss. I can't remember what it is that it gets now. Oh man, am I blanking? But we are going to see the Cinderace go top, and we are going to see the Talonflame come bottom. We have Snorlax being a greedy little guy, allowing this Talonflame to get a stack in for some extra experience coming in, and triggering those twins, trying to secure. The Cinderace is going to make a quick rotation down into this bottom side path. We do have advantage coming in, but we do have No Sweat coming out for a nice quick retreat, being able to push them off successfully. The farm is starting to come back into those center lanes, and we have Chels and... Hang on, let me go look. Chels and Naldi going back into their jungle. I know. Professional streaming here. Look at that. We could have just done this. We could have just scrolled to it. Oh my goodness. But that's okay, chat. That's what we're here. For the ups, the hypes, and the streamer fails, because those are fun to watch. 10 seconds out until these mid-birds spawn at 8 minutes. We do have that Blissey ready. Getting vision for this Talonflame too. Coming down, making sure the top side is safe. But it looks like EX Trainer's going to zone this out very successfully. But that Talonflame very detrimental for the side of No Sweat, coming in, grabbing a knockout against that Doublade. And Clefable and Dartrix going down. We do have that Raboot booting out balls at that Metagross, but it is going to go down with the Blissey. Blissey wants blood, and Battle Blissey is here. Ready to strike it down and be your next wrestling champion with a pound. We do have full healing support on that Blissey, though. We do have the Egg Bomb with the soft boiled. So Blissey is making sure everyone on her team is going to have nutrition and vitamins, whatever eggs give you. See, again, streamers should know this, but don't. If only I can make good jokes. But Cinderace going deep, gets caught out. Huge grab by the Gardevoir. Aegislash coming in, trying to rescue it. Not enough. The Mamoswine has to pull out. Poor Piloswine, but he's diving back in, trying to push this pad. They're too low, pushing this tier 1 pad while they have heals, trying to grab somebody out, but it's just not going to work. They are lucky that they were able to get away without another KO coming in, because my goodness, was that close. Decidueye is online. We are seeing Razor Leaf Decidueye, which is very strong into a melee team like this. That Metagross, that Talonflame, that Snorlax, and that Blissey all have to beware. Decidueye now coming in, being able to turn the tide as Aegislash takes down the Snorlax. Talonflame takes down Aegislash as a quick return, but Metang taken down next. Cinderace falls as the Desi turns on the Regieleki. They feel like they have time. They feel like they have the zoning. The Talonflame needs to come in and put itself in danger. There's the fly. Waste the Desi can keep going onto these rips. There it is, the Razor Leaf KO. Now he's just going to rip the objective and go for the secure. Snorlax with a block, but it's not going to be enough. Regieleki is now playing for EX Trainers once more. He's like, hey man, you took me, you got me, you converted me. Now let's push this pad and break some ankles as we score some AOS points and get you back on the board. Huge Unite coming out from the Dizzy as they find that Gardevoir for the final KO. They break that pad, come back on the board with 108 points. 106 points scored right there, folks. But no, they're going to get a huge team wipe, sending all of that experience gain back to the side of No Sweat. Now we have huge scores coming in. We have 28 points on the Talonflame, another 40 on the Metagross. That is going to further extend the lead of No Sweat to 162 to 108. Blissey trying to get a cheeky 30 in, but unfortunately too much time has passed. Decidueye caught out. Huge Unite move coming in, missing it completely. Not able to break it. Talonflame going for a cheeky score, but no, grabs the Desi. huge knockout and another huge score going in on the top side. But we're down to 1 up to 109 now. Somebody scored a point. Whoa! While we were away watching the top side, Snorlax taking a quick power nap, being like, don't worry, bro, I'll just sleep it off. Some people say walk it off. Snorlax says sleep it off. We are getting some zoning out on this Reg Ice. That is going to be some nice healing, passive healing coming out from the side of EX Trainers for 90 seconds. Clefable, no, that is a Snorlax with a block. Clefable with a Unite move. We have 4 Unite moves into this bottom side coming in. They are, if they want to push this pad, they can burn all these Unites, try to grab some KOs, and push some huge score in. They need it. They're 161 points down. They need something on these boards. 3 KO streak for the Talonflame as it takes down the Clefable and the Aegislash. Regieleki is spawned back in the top line. He's like, hey, EX Trainers, I'm here, guys. Can you come grab me? I want to play for you. No sweat. Not taking any chances at all. Grabs the Decidueye this time. Grabs the KO. Pulls the Mamoswine. Sends him back packing to the Pokemon Center. No sweat now zoning in on this Regieleki, being like, listen, I will offer you 20 Poké Dollars and 100 Eos Energy if you play for our team. It looks like they're trying to bribe it. Snorlax, huge block on the Decidueye Unite. They can't get through it, taking huge, massive damage. Regieleki taking the bribe and playing for no sweat for this final objective of this match, potentially this set. We are at 312 to 109. No Sweat has the point lead in this game. They are ready. They are not ready to give it up. They're not ready for this to go down in a 3-0 blaze. They are ready to come back and make this a game 5 where they take the 5th game. They're coming in. We do have pressure from EX Trainers onto this center path. They're taking the blue buff, trying to pressure this farm, deny any Unite resets that they might need, trying to buy time for the Cinderace to farm the levels that it needs. Talonflame just is the only level 14 on the field right now. Cinderace has to catch up, but he's only 13 and a half. He's not even close to seeing it. There's not enough farm on the field left for him to reach that 14. Not with his teammates also needing it, but the Decidueye says, don't worry, I got you. I'm level 14. I may not be a Buzzwole, but I am buffed up. Ready for some Razor Leaf action. We have a nice pick on the Snorlax here, but that does reveal his position. Desi pops that Razor Leaf and gets ready for a melee brawl, but unfortunately for him, it does not happen. Talon hovering into that top side, waiting for its vision, patiently for its target to reveal itself. It is going to be looking for that Decidueye. It is going to be looking for that Cinderace. They are juicy targets. That's Desi Unite comes out, grabs it. That's exactly what that Talonflame was looking for. Huge Gardevoir Unite, Metagross Unite, Wombo combo coming in for the side of No Sweat. As 1, 2, 3 of EX Trainers goes down with a 4th soon to follow. Mamoswine rushed out of the pit, trying to come back in and realizing, wait, I'm the only one up. They're gonna score. I can't have that. He's got to try to get in there, but he's not able to. Huge Snorlax blocks through the wall. And Rayquaza, the Great Green Dragon, is going to go to the side of No Sweat. These Hundo Burgers are going to come in, but Decidueye is up. He's got Razor Leaf primed and ready, and he is known to be a shield shredder. Snorlax does have his shield shredded, but I'll tell you right now, he did his job. He lured the Decidueye away from the pad, allowing the Talonflame to score, getting it in relatively free. We are sitting at 512 points to 109. EX Trainers not out of this yet, but without a strong ability to push and 3 members down, it is actually looking like they are down and out. Game number 3 is going to go to the side of No Sweat. And look at that. A wonderful, wonderful showing of sportsmanship as the two stop fighting for a brief moment, stare each other down, and just go, you know what, bro? I'm going to get you next time. I'm going to get you next time. And so here we go. No Sweat taking their first game of the set. denying match point for this game against EX Trainers. But EX Trainers still in position for match point. The next game could still be just as deadly. But it is amazing to see No Sweat coming back into this match. They knew the Ray fight was their weak point. They talked it out. They discussed. They're like, hey, what are the mons that are going to be good here? They're like, listen, I know it's late game. I know it's late scaling. But Gardevoir, Metagross, trust it works. Unite on Metagross, unite on Gardevoir. It'll take them out. We get the win. And they zoned it out. They got in there and they took those KOs as necessary. And my goodness, did it work. They were executed flawlessly. And that is going to reflect on how they did that too. Because look at this damage numbers. 103 on that Talonflame. Naldi coming in with a huge, being like, you know what? I can play this Pokemon too. Chels, you've got your work cut out for you. Naldi coming in being like, listen, bro, 103 Kappa raise, you know. But we do have that Metagross coming in with a respectable 68k damage, and the Gardevoir short behind with a respectable 65. Now we do not see Egg Blissey a whole lot, but look at those heals. 85k, she's making sure everybody's getting their breakfast. Snorlax not tanking a whole lot, but not dishing a whole lot or healing a whole lot, but let me tell you, those blocks were effective. Those are that is the work of the hidden stats that we don't see in progress. Because let me tell you, Snorlax is a force to be reckoned with. Coming over here to the side of EX Trainers, we do have 61k on that Aegislash, but oh my goodness, 80k on the Razor Leaf Decidueye coming in. We do have a respectable 39k on the side of that Cinderace. Cinderace did spend most of that time farming, trying to get its level so that it could be its most maximized potential in the fights that it was in. And it did work because it got 3 KOs and it was 7 assists. 7 assists is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you that. And we have a nice 60k heals on the side of that Clefable. We didn't need a whole lot of heals coming in on the Clefable there. We did have the Mamoswine. We did have the Aegislash. They did take a good couple of team fights against No Sweat there, but No Sweat just was able to decimate them any time that they did get full team wipes. So that is not going to show, unfortunately. So we will head back to the lobby. We're going to see who's going to be playing on which side. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, oh my gosh, is this ever something. All right, so we do have the side of EX Trainers going to take first pick. That is awesome. All right, so let's swap that over for them right now. Bottom team, they're going to take first pick. Awesome. Now we're going to wait. All right, we have a wait request from the side of No Sweat. So that's right. We are going to wait. We do have time to wait. They're going to be good to go. So we are going to see how this will run. In the meantime, folks, we do have Thanks Gaming, our #1 team right now, tied with Secret Tech, going up against Team Meow, which is in our bottom side. We do have IMAX posting that Twitch link, saying that that YouTube link in the Zygarde general chat, which we will copy and we will paste into our Twitch chat because we are just those nice guys. Perfect. There you go. All right. We're going to run that. Now, let's see why we can't run ads. You must have recently run an ad. Well, I didn't recently run an ad. Let me refresh for a moment because we do have pre-rolls on. While we are taking a quick wait break, we are going to get rid of the pre-rolls so that anybody new coming in isn't going to be like, oh, I want to watch these fire matches, and then being like, oh, you know what? I just got bummed. All right. Naldi's ready. Rada is ready. We are ready to go. So we're going to run a quick 1-minute ad break. We're going to let them know in the team chat there. And we are going to go into this next match here. All right, the teams are ready and we're ready to go. We are firing up into the next game 4. We do have No Sweat with 1 point. EX Trainers 2 points, trying to go for their match point. They are going to have priority into the draft right now. Coming in here, we are going to see Charizard. What else would we see from EX Trainers? Honestly, we're seeing Charizard hate. It's not undeserved, but man, does it suck to see Charizard gone every single game. Ho-Oh is going to be gone as well. We're never going to be seeing Ho-Oh, but you know what? I'm not as fan of Ho-Oh as I am Charizard, but Ho-Oh does need to get nerfed because I'll tell you, he's going to get some spotlight in a moment because remember, Pokemon Pocket fans, the new set drops in only just a few hours, and it is Ho-Oh Lugia themed. So even though Ho-Oh is not going to see a whole lot of love into this set, he is going to receive a whole lot of love in several hours. Alcremie Blissey going to be rounding out our final bans once more, and we're seeing a lot of the Game 1 bans that we saw early on. We are seeing a first pick on the Suicune. We are seeing a first pick on the Snorlax, but this time, Naldi's like, Talonflame felt really good. I'm going to lock that in. That bro is mine. So he's refusing to give it back to Chels. But that's okay. Chels is like, I don't need the Talonflame. We're going to lock in the Clefable. Clefable's doing pretty good. And you know what? We're going to figure out what I'm going to play next because we're going to bring in the Serena. Serena has been very, very powerful. She did get a little slight nerf on the, triple axle. But she got a buff back on the stomp. So that girl is ready to come in and stomp all over you if you so ask nicely. But don't expect it to be gentle. But we do have that Psyduck, and we do have that Mimikyu coming in for the side of No Sweat. Mimikyu being a nice, powerful pick, being able to launch itself into the back, being able to even known to pick up carries, bulky carries, with a nice, well-timed Shadow Claw with a Shadow Sneak, being able to run him down with Shadow Claw. We do have that Psyduck for some really, really annoying crowd control coming in. And we do have that Absol coming in on the side of EX Trainers. Absol, first time seeing it this set. Could be an interesting pick. It has a nice Unite move that is absolutely able to shred teams. So that it could be the angle they are aiming for. We have Ninetales rounding out the final pick for No Sweat, and Mamoswine rounding out the pick for EX Trainers. But guys, look at that Mamoswine. That's a potion double stacking Mamoswine. XP share on the Suicune. XP share on the Clefable. We're seeing carry Mamoswine this game, folks. That boy's coming online. He's coming in and he's going prehistoric Ice Age on No Sweat. He is ready to trample and he's ready to crush some dreams. As we are 5 seconds away from the final preparations ending, we are ready to go into this potential last game. Hopefully not, and we do get game 5. I always love best of 5 games. We do not have many of them coming in so far, but this is definitely one that has the potential. Both teams have been playing incredibly well tonight, being able to capitalize on each other's weaknesses, being able to excel their strengths past those. So it's anybody's game at this point. Anybody's game. But it is match point for EX Trainers. Oh boy. Now EX Trainers is going to need to try to snowball this game. To hold off a snowball from coming at them. Because let me tell you, this Psyduck, this Snorlax, this Ninetales, they are an extremely hard combo because they come online early. Snorlax has a very powerful secure with Tackle, being able to come online at level 4, or actually just as soon as it hits level 3. when it gets its rest, but right now it's even still a threat being able to secure. There it is, coming through, unable to get it, but the Ninetales picking up the slack. That's also dangerous. Swinub coming in, that's the first of its many stacks that it needs, first of 6. Not able to secure that farm, but he is going to get stunned. Coming in here, trying to grab stacks in the bottom lane is always going to be rough, but that's okay. He's a Swinub, he's a defender. He's got time, he's got patience, he's ready to go. Found Sweet, unable to grab any of their stacks on Serena. Mimikyu unable to grab any of the stacks that they need as well. They're too hesitant to go in and grab whatever it is they need. They're not pressuring this farm. But at this point in the game, it is also hard to pressure that. Because at this point, the junglers could be coming in. And there it is. The Talonflame jumps on the Clefairy. Clefairy foolishly walks in without using a move, without push checking properly, without any proper follow-up from the Absol. It almost got taken out. And as such, all of those birds, they just went to the side of No Sweat for free because of that. The Absol wasn't able to take a good engage. The Serena wasn't able to take a good engage. So all that farm just went to the side of No Sweat. And they are going to take a lead into this bot side as we have 35-2, but the Mimikyu's going in for a nice quick. They're going to try to further extend that lead. Mimikyu trying to get the Shadow Sneaks off going in. Huge coming in there. Boom! The Clefable goes down. Psyduck running on the spot there. That probably a little extra lag on our part, but now we have 2 stacks on this Mimikyu as it looks to take down this Absol, who's got reinforcements from the Serena and the Clefable. Nobody showed up for these mid-birds, though, leaving it free farm for the Talonflame. Talonflame looking to pick off whoever is here, being able to grab the Absol if they weren't careful, but the Absol was like, nope, I'm going to nope out of this. We're going to pursue the other way. Talonflame not able to land their flies or the KO secures on anything right now. The Mamoswine just barely getting away as well. Oh, there it is, though. Going to be proving me wrong, being like, listen, we found a Suicune, we saw an opportunity, and I'm going to take it where I can. We're going to come in, we're going to start scoring small points first, but Talon's got 30, he's ready to score later. We're going to pick off something with Snorlax, or at least we're going to threaten to. That is something he's able to do. Heavy slam in, grab that block, goes in for a nice KO on the Absol, and a huge double knockout in the top side lane for that Mimikyu and Psyduck duo. Snorlax with a nice block, being able to push that Mamoswine away from its allies, being able to lock it in. We are sitting at 124 to 126. No Sweat is not leaving the gas pedal off. They are not living up to their name tonight. They're saying no sweat to the pressure, but they are applying pressure, and they're probably sweating applying it. We could have made better puns, but hey, professional streamer, we're going to go with the dad jokes, even if they're bad. Oh my goodness, did you see that? The Talonflame had it all but secured. It was his to lose, and lose he did as the Piloswine comes in with a high horsepower secure on that bottom Reggie, swinging experience and healing and levels towards his team, the EX Trainers, as they finally are able to grab a power position on this bottom pad and break it, bringing their score to 84 to 141. However, in this top side, the Regieleki was able to be grabbed. We do have a Mimikyu ult on top, or Unite on top of this Serena. We have the Clefable Gravity coming in, trying to lock it out. Mimikyu gets away as the rest of No Sweat comes in to clean up and zone out EX Trainers. A lot of the small birds are going to go to the side of the Talonflame, but we do have a small little push coming up here on the side of No Sweat. They're going to try to grab as much of this farm as possible. They know jump pads are coming up soon. They don't want to give away a position. They don't want to give away their vision too soon. So they're going to opt for the farm. Once they're spotted, they're going to grab what they can. They're going to pull out decisively and tactically and strategically so that they don't get caught out by EX Trainers. We do have Mimikyu trying to get on this KO for another Clefable. Snorlax just kidnapping the Clefable, being like, listen, you either play for our team or we're going to knock you out. And the Clefable said, you know what? Fine, knock me out. I ain't playing for you. I got my own guys, and I'm loyal to a fault. Talon breaks this bottom pad to 181 to 144 as small points start raining in for the side of EX Trainers. This game is going to be anyone's game. 2-1 for EX Trainers, match point for them. They are not letting off the gas. They have found their momentum, they have found their tempo, and they are pushing as hard as they can to try to clutch this out and stop this from going to a game 5. No Sweat being able to trying to zone out now for this Regirock as Talon begins the rip. Snorlax going for the block with the Mamoswine coming in with its Unite move. Nice secure with the Talon Flame. With the credit going to the Ninetales there. Huge Unite coming out as the Serena gets caught out by the Mimikyu. But oh my goodness, so much is happening. I can't keep up. We have Ninetales about to go down to the Absol. We have huge KO on that Psyduck coming in. Absol soon to follow with the Serena. KO's abound. The fight is swinging both ways. Snorlax trying to survive, but also goes down. It's just Clefable and Mamoswine. That carry Mamoswine by himself gets taken down finally. All of that experience, all of that effort going to the side of No Sweat. That is a level 13 Mimikyu, folks. That is now a level 13 Talonflame, as we are at now hitting the 3-minute 15 mark. The highest level on EX Trainers being level 12. And look at how much farm is on the map. Look at all this juicy, yummy farm. They are trying to break this pad, but I would argue that maybe letting the score in would be better, but the Serena does defend it nicely. If you underestimate Serena on pad with the Mimikyu, with the Talonflame, you are going to get caught out. There's no point in egoing with somebody who is a smaller level than you, especially if you lose, because if that was a level 11 when the fight started, when you're level 13, you're going to get massive experience back, especially when you're not just 1, but 2 level 13s. We do have Regieleki going towards the side of EX Traders, but that has been wiped off the map. You'll have to pardon my yawn there. I'm talking so much that my body is like, we must yawn. So we are going to get a little bit of a yawn. We're going to get some berries unintentionally eaten as the Clefable's like, you're going to push me, I got to have a snack. But we are 10 seconds away from the Rayquaza fight. We are looking to see some zoning out coming in on the side of EX Trainers, but they're looking to keep to their side, so they're zoning out theirs. But we have a huge fight coming in. Suicune getting caught out with a nice Unite move coming in. Talonflame with a nice Brave Bird. Serena uniting on top of the Ninetales. Ninetales goes down. Absol goes down. 1-1 on each side. Serena taking heavy damage for coming in with those stomps. Hitting hard coming in. All those freezes from the Suicune are paying off, as Feral is going to go down here to the Mamoswine. Taken out. We are starting to rip on the Great Green Dragon. Serena going in. Not afraid of the Talonflame secure. Mimikyu's going to go down to the Mamoswine. That is a 2 KO streak for the Mamoswine. Mamoswine is hungry. He is ready to zone. He wants this game 4 win. He wants to lock it up. Talonflame going for the secure. Comes in with the fly. Isn't able to get it. Serena locks it in as 4 members of No Sweat go down. Snorlax with the clutch block, but it's not going to be enough. They're trying to counter score. We have 1 Hundo Burger coming in. We have 2 going in. Clefable going for a 3rd. Snorlax coming in with a 40 count to try to counter, but Suicune's going to stop him from the jump pad. We have 55 seconds left. This is still anybody's game. We do have shields. We do have EX Trainers back on their pads. We do need a push from the side of No Sweat. 45 seconds to do it. Hopefully a KO on the Absol is going to help swing that in their way. They got 2 Unite moves, Ninetales and Snorlax, as they begin to push down the gauntlet down this daunting gauntlet towards the Tier 2 home pad. Snorlax waiting in a bush isn't going to be there on this bottom side push. Absol back in 10 seconds. Oh, Talonflame kidnapping too. Sacrificing its life, it says, to try to get that pad pushes in. We have 32 points, but Suicune saying no. Grabs the Ninetales. All hope is starting to look lost for the side of No Sweat. As EX Trainers, it clinches this set and takes game number 4 in a 3-1 victory. Woo! Look at that. That was a hard-fought game, guys. Oh my goodness. Wow. this game is going to go into the side of EX Trainers. Well done, EX Trainers. Well-earned fight. Well-earned win. On the side of No Sweat, they did not make it easy. They put up a valiant fight and a valiant effort, and they show it with their damage numbers here too. Look at that Talonflame, 77k. Look at this Mimikyu, 71. They were pushing that damage. They were pushing those numbers, trying to get them out. Suicune and Serena, respectable 46, 48k each, with the Mamoswine rounding out as the top damage for the side of EX Trainers with a 59k on a carry, double stacking Mamoswine. That was absolutely fire. But as you look at this chart here too, as we look at the scores, No Sweat did have the lead. But after about the 4-minute mark of this game, EX Trainers just found their tempo. They were able to find it, come back and find their tempo, find the opportunities to score, grab KOs, then they're coming back in as they start climbing in. And by 6 minutes, they have that score so close. And by the time the Rayquaza spawns, it is 154 to 181. Like, you're not going to get much closer than that. Nobody really knew who was ahead, who was behind, who needed the Rayquaza. They just knew that something had to be done. And EX Trainers was able to pull the win out of this one, taking their week 3 game in a successful victory. Again, well done, trainers. Well done, teams. That was an amazing set to watch. Thank you guys for having me for casting this set. That was an amazing set to cast. I hope you guys enjoyed the Zygarde League. This video will be posted on YouTube as well, so make sure to check out my YouTube for the VOD of this, where you can also get more information on the Zygarde League, as well as a link to the Discord if you're interested in joining Season 2. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you guys next time. Take care and stay frosty.